And between the year of my second year and third year, I was just thinking, what more productive can I do? Just, out of curiosity and excitement, Masti mein, I just set up my company called as Moneylight. And this was the time when Make in India initiative was launched.
Okay.
So this is how we started our journey.
Hello everyone and welcome once again to the Manthan Mehta show, where we get you entrepreneurs, we get you visionaries, we get you artists, and we celebrate their journey in a way by listening to their own story. And we have yet another entrepreneur with us today, our very own Mann Shah. Welcome Mann to the Manthan Mehta show.
Thank you so much.
Mann, I request you to introduce yourself today.
Hello guys, I'm Mann Shah and I'm the owner of Moneylight Creations, where we are into customized architectural lighting, home automation, home theaters, rugs and carpets, and premium artifacts and arts. So I've started my journey 4 years back, and till date we are keeping and aiming on growing on every different stage. So just 2 weeks back, we have inaugurated our experience center.
That's nice. And where is this experience center?
So our experience center is set up at Ghatkopar, and we have another extended showroom that we have set at Andheri for home theater exclusively.
Oh, nice. So you have 2 showrooms in Mumbai. That's what.
Yes.
Nice, nice. So Mann, आपकी जर्नी की शुरुआत कभी हुई एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर? इज दिस योर फर्स्ट वेंचर या इसके पहले भी आपने कुछ ट्राई किया?
No, so this is definitely my first venture.
Nice.
So I am education wise, I am from finance background. So in 2019, when I was doing my SY BCom, so I just completed my NISM, which is National Institute of Security Markets.
Oh, nice.
And between the year of my second year and third year, I was just thinking, what more productive can I do? So I just went to my dad and asked him that any ideas of what can we do. So what I did is that we had few of our dad's friends where we just, I explored different kinds of businesses.
Okay.
So within a year, I explored 7 to 8 types of businesses.
If you can elaborate a bit as well.
Definitely. So I have also worked into garment industry. So where I was learning, what is the material like silk, the measurements, how to take for silk, cotton. So basically the fabric industry, what the fabrics that we are using for sofas, curtains and all. And the same guy for the company that I was working for, they were also into steel and copper pipes. So we had a setup at Nashik. So basically the lift copper pipes which are there, or the elevators which are there. So we were also learning about those things. And another segment was road construction. So I was learning, how much of materials is used in road construction, how do they save money or how do they save the material while making the roads. And the last business that I actually experienced was into reselling of laminates and ACP sheets and all.
Basically, reselling of laminates?
Yes, reselling and all. So I got in touch with a dealer, and just, out of curiosity and excitement, Masti mein, I just set up my company called as Moneylight. I was like, let's do something. I don't have anything productive to do. And I took a dealership of those products and I started reselling it in the market. But slowly and steadily, I realized that it had been 8 months where I was working in this field. And I realized this field is very common. I want to sell some products which is very unique. And this was the time when Make in India initiative was launched. And it was at the peak. So then I decided I want to come into lighting. This is how I end up coming into lighting.
But you had already started your company by the name of Moneylight before.
Yes.
So what was that thing all about? Because I always thought that Moneylight, my light was for the lights.
Definitely. So actually, before our company's name was Moneylight Creations. Okay. So as we also started lighting, the name was Moneylight. And why we ended up giving a name Creations is because creation means all about furniture products, new creativity and all. So that's why we name it as Moneylight Creations.
Okay, interesting enough. And so you eventually ended up in the lights field, the light section or the lights vertical. And how has this journey been? So which year did you start this venture?
So I started my journey in 2019, October month, where we actually started, we full-fledged started for working as a lighting company. Okay. So basically, we have our in-house manufacturing unit where we have one of our relative who handles the manufacturing unit. And we have segmented the company in 2 ways, where the manufacturing will be on a B2B basis and I'll be working in a B2C basis. So for me, my target audiences are architects, interior designers, builders, and individual HNI clients. Okay. So this is how we started our journey. And at the initial stage, I did not have any of my office setup or anything like that. So I just used to take all the sample kits with me, and I used to go at their sites and give demos to the clients, and we had meetings like
Right.
that.
Interesting. It's very nice. So it's been like 4 years now.
Yes, 4 years,
Business
and
time.
technically you can count 1 year as a training period. So officially, I'm this business since 3 years.
That's okay. Everyone is learning.
Yeah.
So even that years should be counted. I feel so. So this is one question that I ask each and every entrepreneur that I invite over here, and I am truly interested to know that how many failures have you had until now, or what was your first failure when you came in? Because I truly feel that failure is something which it has to be celebrated. It's an
Right.
attempt that you have made, and it's okay. You didn't succeed, that's a different story. But you have attempted something. It is very nice. So, what was your first failure that you experienced in Moneylights?
Right. So my first failure was I did not believe myself. I think that is what an entrepreneur should not do.
So,
Because
when did you feel that you didn't believe in yourself?
just at the initial stage when I started this company, so I learned one thing, that being an entrepreneur, you need to have patience. So it had been 6 to 8 months, and I was not getting any business. It was zero.
Right.
So I just kind of thought that it was a mistake starting this company. I was better off when I was doing CFA. At least I could have ended up doing a job where I would have fixed salary and all.
Right.
But that is when I learned I need to have patience, and I had my family, my friends who had supported me that you need to keep patience. It's business; it will slowly and steadily grow.
Right.
So that was my first failure, that I did not have patience.
So correct me if I'm wrong. For the first 6 months,
Right.
you didn't have any clients.
Nothing.
And how many meetings did you have?
I had many meetings, and definitely the meetings that I was having, I did not have a proper way of presenting them, no proper way of explanation and anything. So I would just like to share one example. So I just called one architect one day, and I just told him hello. Just from the my tone of telling hello, he just judged me. So being a young entrepreneur, I just started when I was 20. He just asked me, sir, what is your age? So I just had to tell I'm 21. So he scanned me like anything. Yeah, he's a new person in business. He does not know how to speak to anyone. And he asked me so many technical questions that I got nervous and I could not answer them. So that is another point where I thought that I need my technicals to be strong and I
Right.
cannot be judged by my age. So that is how I wanted to turn myself into something, mature. I had to dress up like that, where I had to create a personality where people cannot ask my age and cannot judge me that whether I can do business or not.
Interesting. And any other experiences that you would like to share?
Many, in fact, even before starting up my company, when I
Right.
was attending for my CFA exams,
Right.
I did not pass on my first attempt. So I was again not sure whether to do CFA or not. So I was just passing from goals to goals, new business to business. You can say I was just exploring. I did not have any kind of aim what to do in life. So as I told you that I was just keeping on exploring new things, new work that I can do. I've also learned graphic designing. So when at my initial stage I saw that I want to do marketing for my company, I started getting quotes which I could not afford. So during the COVID, I learned graphic designing by myself through Canva, so that at least I can cover my marketing costs by myself. So many such failures have been there where we
That is
have
not
the
a failure. That is
meetings.
more like a learning, basically.
Yeah,
But
learning
any
definitely.
specific experience, just like the architect one you just narrated us, anything else like that had happened with you? Which,
So we had a meeting with one of a client in Vashi where we were constructing a gymnasium, and the meeting went well and the presentation was good. They were happy with the products and all. But just when we started speaking about the advance money, so they were like, "Ki, nahi, 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 we don't want to go forward with your company. We have already got a better quote." So I realized in this field everyone wants credit period. So just asking for advance money is, people normally just back off that, no, we just want credit period, and they just give some reason that why do we not want to go further with your company. So there have been many instances where I think, yes, this deal will be cracked. I can do this, but it does not always end up, how you want. There is always a time where you will get succeeded, or, yeah, this is the perfect moment where you have cracked the deal.
nice, nice. So you were always analyzing yourself as to what wrong happened and how could you improve yourself, and this
Definitely.
is
So
something
I learn from my past mistakes. I make sure that I do not repeat them again.
interesting. And if you could throw some light on how did you crack your first deal?
Right. Definitely at the initial stage, we do not get any, X or Y customers. We always start with our friends and families. So I had my Masi's relative where he was making his house. So I just pitched to them, and at the initial stage, I started working on a no profit, no loss margin, so that at least I can start building up my portfolio. So we had a meeting, we gave them the quotations, we gave them the demos, and we also had two or three other lighting companies coming on the site to give demos. So again, at that moment, I was scared, that might be possible that this
ये भी
client
चला
might
जाएगा.
ये भी चला जाएगा, and this order might go to another company.
Right.
But I had faith in me. I was just waiting, that no, this will be done. And I think it's an advantage when you are doing some work for your relative or friends because they know you very well. So somehow I convinced them, and we got the order. But that was again only for the living room. They gave 50% of the order to some other company.
Okay.
But this is how I cracked my first order, and I was very happy that at least my journey has started.
Right.
And this order I cracked on my business 8th month of my business journey.
Oh, okay. So the first 7 months.
It was
a
just
dry
learning
spell
period
altogether.
and struggling and all.
Interesting. And see, this was more of an obligation, if I may
Right,
say so.
right.
What was the first real deal that you had cracked in? जिधर आपको अंदर से अच्छा लगा, you felt that no, you have arrived and this is somewhere that you need to be.
Right. So the deal just recently had happened a year ago. So we just completed India's biggest wellness and fitness center in Kutch, which is in Bidada. So we went to the client. We had a meeting, and the architect told me that the trustee who is the project, so he's Philips distributor. Again, a big lighting competitor for me. So he told me that if you convince this guy, मैं मान गया. So it was a very tough job for us. We had a meeting with the client. He was like, "Nee, Philips is this, Philips is that. Philips is there in in this company since in this lighting field for so many number of
Right.
years." So what I did is that night I took this as a challenge that नहीं मुझे ये project तो करना ही है, and definitely this is going to be one of the biggest project for my portfolio. I went to Philips company. I searched on Google. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages of Philips company? Where have they worked? And I compared the technicality of their light and our light. And next day, when I went to the trustee himself, I explained him the design concepts. I explained him the technicality, that this is the number of working hours that the light will work. This is the wattage that this lighting is giving. I was very much successful at convincing him. And even he told, yes, Philips does not have this type of lighting. So I think this is the first actual success story where I cracked a big client. And this, I can proudly say, this is one of the successful project in my, company portfolio right now.
Right. So this was the biggest thing that had happened.
The biggest till date, definitely.
And you were happy from within that.
Definitely, I was
done this.
happy.
Fantastic. If I may ask this, man, how many orders have you executed, or how many things are there, or how many projects are there in your portfolio until now?
So since I started my company?
Since the last 4 years.
Right. So we have done up to 20 to 30 projects right now. And there is no fixed, period that I can commit that, because it depends on the project size.
That's okay. But until now you have executed.
We have done 20 to 30 projects till date.
Nice.
So our portfolio consists of 70% high-end residences, 20% commercial offices, and 10% we are into hotels and villas.
Nice. And right now you are pretty much sure that this is the thing that you want to be in.
Yes, definitely. Because I've made myself clear, and I'm pretty much sure that this is my strength. So I'd been to a few of the lighting exhibitions and Ace Tech and all. So there, the company professionals, which are the CEOs and directors who are in this industry since 25 years, I asked them the technical questions. What do lumen mean? What does lux power mean? So what I thought is that they just know how to sell the product. They answer me, we'll just tell our engineer to come and he will answer you. So being an entrepreneur does not mean you only you need to know how to sell. You also need to know the technicals. You need to know each and every questions that the customer is asking you.
Right.
Otherwise, you look like a fool. नहीं मुझे नहीं पता है, मैं मेरे engineer को बुलाता हूँ. So that is the point when I decided that I am very sure I can also become a lighting consultant.
Interesting.
Because other companies, they just know how to sell. And when you're working with high-end architects and interior designers, this is what they are wanting. They want consultation. And being my technicals at par with all the companies, I started to aim at becoming a lighting consultant. So today, not only do we give lights to our clients or we supply to our in the projects, but today we also give them reports of how much beam degree the lighting should have, what color temperatures the lighting should have. So just for an example, so normally when you are using a COB, which is chip on board, COB is such light which has a lens and it emits heat. Now, just from the designing part, some interior designers place COBs in the kitchen. Now, kitchen is already hot where you are cooking and it's the environment is already hot. So you should never ever go and use a COB in the kitchen.
It will add on to the heat.
Definitely, it will add on more heat to it. So an alternative of COBs, you can use linear lights, which is in other language we can also call them as profile lights or track lights, because those lights do not emit heat and they are also shadow proof. Because just imagine that there is fan which is swinging and COB is there. What if there are 100% shadows getting created because of the blades? So this small technicality the interior designers or architects do not understand. Another example is you might have seen when you are sleeping, there are two COBs placed above the head when you are sleeping. Now that does not make any sense because you will not switch on that even when you are sleeping. So these minor things, the placement of the lighting, the color of the lighting, this is very important when you are placing it.
Right. So you, in a way, you studied the market as a customer and you understood that your contemporaries were not technically sound. They were in the game just to sell off their products.
Definitely.
And that is where you thought that I could up my game and I could, get into the technicalities and even start another vertical, that is consulting.
Right.
And how many projects right now do you have wherein you are just consulting?
So for consulting, right now we are doing a restaurant in Malad.
Okay.
So we are doing, it's a 2,000 square feet restaurant. So we are doing consultation for them. And apart from that, we are also doing consultation for builders like Skyline Group, Raheja Builders and all. So we are appointed as official lighting consultants for these of the two groups.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So always you need to be up with what the market is saying and what are your contemporaries doing and how well they are doing. Nice. So Man, in this journey of yours, how do you rate networking over here?
To be honest, networking is very, very much important because all the connects that you're looking forward in your business or in your personal life, they definitely come through networking. So I would like to say that I am part of a few networking groups. So I'm part of Leo Club organization, Lions Club organization, and also a few business organizations like BNI, Lions Business Connect and all. Now I understood the power of networking when I joined Leo Club, because you have so many so many people of different ages, different experiences, and each and every person is into different fields. So I get to learn so many new things from them. So I think networking is a very key factor. If you do not network, you cannot grow or you cannot move forward in your life.
Interesting. And from what you say, you need not get business from networking, but you'll grow as well. Definitely. When you talk to different people and get in their experiences.
Yes. Also your personality, changes like anything, because if you are staying with good people, their habits, their working processes, you'll start getting a positive attitude in yourself. So I think not only business wise, but also personally in your life, you need to have a networking.
Interesting. And Man, now what's your goal with Moneylight? As in, I would say that, within 10 years down the line, where do you see yourself with this company?
Right. So right now we are aiming to expand and grow ourselves in international markets, because as far as I know, what I've studied in 4 years. So we just recently also did our first international project in Phuket. We have done Kailash Parbat. Now comparing ourselves, that why we can directly go to international markets and why not, first cover up India. Because in our lighting industry, everything is mainly imported from China. Each and every product, the raw materials, everything is imported from China. And what we are keenly focusing on is Make in India. Because today globally, if you can see, Make in India has become such a thing that even the investors from abroad, they are wanting to invest in India, and they can give a top knock, that, we trust Indian materials. We want them to grow and, invest in our country also. And as far as our international competitors are concerned, So the designs of the lights that we have made or we have tried and tested are so good that even any of the local competitors or any of the brands which are there today working in India, they also do not have.
And so your basic in crux, your goal is to explore international markets.
Internationally, right.
Apart from that, any number goals that you are setting for yourself?
Apart from that, we are wanting to come into top 10 architectural lighting companies in India. So there are, namely right now top 5 companies. So if you just go to any of the high-end architects, they just, name that we want this company's, lighting products. So I want that even our company should be on the name. That is what our aim is.
And how many employees do you have right now?
So as far as now, we are not, we are a sole trading company. We are registered as a sole trading company. But the lightings that we have made, the people that who have with us, so we have 8 workers, or rather I say we have 8 partners because we are a family. So we have 8 people who focus on building the lighting and all. And from start to scratch, from meeting to marketing, from, providing after sales service to the end user, that is all done by me. So as far as I can reach personally for all these things, I think it's good that we do not expand. But when there is an limit, that now I cannot handle everything. You cannot be master of everything. So I'll start segregating things accordingly.
So as of now, you are the only one who's running the show. More like solopreneur, and you are running the show.
Yes.
Nice, interesting. Any message that you like to give to upcoming entrepreneurs?
So I would just like to tell that any business idea that even if it might be the craziest one or it might be a foolish one, I think you cannot succeed unless you try. And definitely, as I told, patience is the key. If you're being an entrepreneur, you need to have two things, that is patience, and another is a risk-taking capacity. You will not get everything ready-made on the plate. You have to invest your time. It might fail, it might continue, but you need to have a trial and test for everything.
Nice. And one last question from my side. It's very important to have a good environment when you are into all this, and your biggest support system over here would be your family. So how did your family motivate you in obviously the bad times?
As I told, so at the initial stage, my family was not wanting me to come into this lighting business.
Okay.
But when I explained them the technicals, even they were shocked that how did in such a short span of time he learned everything and all. So they saw the spark in me. And I think when they saw the spark in me, they were ready to support me. So today, be at any timeline, whenever I am upset, that I take tension that how can I crack this project or how can I convince this client of not choosing the other company. My family always comes to me and they always tell me that keep working hard, have patience, and most importantly is have faith in God. Because we definitely have to work hard, but the success, it will happen or not happen, it is always in God's hands. So I think you should always try, and you cannot tell that nahi hoga. That is a later stage, but after every failure and after every trying, there is a learning which keeps continuing with the entrepreneur also.
Interesting. Fantastic. It was a great pleasure talking to you, and truly we have learned a lot of it. And the first and the only thing that I think anyone, if at all you had to take one thing away from this interview, that should be patience. I mean, 8 months, a person had left his studies, and for the first 8 months, he was just working and without any productive clients, and it is difficult. Truly salute to you. Patience is something that I have learned today, and I'll be definitely using this in whatever new businesses that I'll be starting. So that was Mann Shah, a great entrepreneur and truly a visionary businessman in the years to come. Congratulations, Man, in advance, and I'm truly sure that you are going to make something big today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.